Turn that on. See if this works. All right. Is it public? It's public. It's going to do a little look into the changes for Affinity Photo. Also, I have Affinity Designer. So there's Designer. Here is Affinity Photo, wherever that is. There it is. Affinity Photo Designer. I have version 1 and version 2, but I only have version 2 on here. I generally use Affinity Photo for just editing thumbnails, stuff like that. Sometimes photos. But I use that in combination with ACDSee Photo Studio Ultimate. So it's basically my alternative to Photoshop and Lightroom and Bridge. Technically, I never really used Lightroom because it came late enough that they got into the software as a service thing, and I just didn't bother at that point. So we'll see what they say. It's kind of I'm unsure. I'll just say that of how things will go for Affinity at this point, but I haven't looked at anything really, so we'll see. All right, keep that up. So here's their new website. So it says they changed the branding, photo editing, everything you need for professional photo editing software without the high cost or creative limits by Canva. And then you can download. First off, you need an account to even download it now. So that's one change. They got a picture of it. It does look similar in this photo to the previous version, but let's see. So here's the previous version. They changed these a little bit. Side panel. That's different on the top quite a bit because these are the different personas. All right. Non-destructive editing by default. Make adjustments, experiments without ever committing, flattening, or damaging your original image. Huh. Serious power, zero cost. So obviously the big change here is that Affinity Photo and Designer and whatever they call it, I think it's just called Affinity now. It's free. But at what cost does free work? You know, how does that work? So it says, gives you entire photo editing toolkit. So this is kind of interesting. It does the raw editing, so will they continue to update the raw functionality with new cameras, even though it's free? That's the question. Will that be a free feature? It looks like it. That's kind of cool, I guess. Because usually it takes companies quite a while to update that type of thing. So retouching HDR batch macros, unlimited layers, completely free. You can import PSDs with layer fidelity. Yeah. Fast and frictionless. These hardware optimized GPU acceleration. I mean, this is just general information. Most advanced photo editing tools, everything in Affinity has been painstakingly designed to deliver the best possible experience. Yeah, so this is just like marketing speak stuff. Live filters. Raw power. Yeah. Layers. retouching. So I would assume some of this is going to be Canva SaaS, software as a service. Batch stack ship, HDR merge. Let's see. So just, okay, these are quotes. They specifically say unlimited because I guess Canva people are so limited. Is that how it works? Unlimited raster vector and text layers. Non-destructive adjustment layers. Okay. Blend modes, curves. Level and exposure adjustments. Liquify. I mean, all of this does look like it's already in the original versions of the program that I have. So here's the Canva Premium stuff. And it is in a separate persona, if they still use that name. So that's interesting. Photo AI that keeps you in control. Built for real-time edits, not gimmicks. Generative expand to reframe. Smart selections. Deep aware masking. Portrait blur. Colorize. Portrait blur. Super resolve. Like, how many people actually need that? Multiple layers, building composites, grunt work. Okay. Let's see. So this is all the paid stuff. Generate type. Huh. Smart features, no fluff. I mean, from Canva's perspective, I totally understand why they bought it. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's just kind of iffy now with how I prefer to buy software. Smart features. I mean, if the free version works and they're not mining your data, which is a question I'll have, then I guess it's fine. Generative fill, isolate subjects. Generate realistic images, and so it also creates like components you can use. I wonder what they train that on. Purpose-built workflow. Portrait blur. Okay. Portrait lighting. Colorize, depth selection. Super resolve. Remove background. Is this really a... So for example, ACDSee Photo Studio Ultimate that I have, it does a lot of this, remove background stuff. It doesn't need to do a web service, paid web service for that. Generate images and vectors. And then expand. So I guess that's the extent of what they have at the moment with the paid edition. And what was this? Craft. Do more with your Affinity creations. So it's like a collaboration thing that might be useful to a lot of people. Kind of use it as a mutual area to access. All right. Do we need a Canva account to use Affinity? So this is one big change. At least you could download the demo. Now you can't even download the demo without making an account. Because I had to log in, and it was pretty quick. You just have to get a code from your email, but it didn't recognize. I didn't even have to use my old password, so that was different. Yeah, so you need an account, which, I mean, that's not a huge deal. And do you need Pro or Premium to use Affinity? No. Most of that stuff is free. Can I add AI tools to my custom studios? I don't know what that is. Free updates. Will my content be used to train AI? No, your content in Affinity is not used to train AI powered features or help AI features learn and improve, such as model evaluation or quality. Assurance in Affinity, your content is stored locally on your device, and we don't have access to it. If you choose to upload or export content to Canva, you remain in control whether it can be used to train AI features. Can review and update. Okay. So if you use Canva stuff on their website, then I guess they do by default, maybe. Or maybe it's not by default. So my concerns are, do they mine any type of information from you if you just use the free version? I don't really see like any more specific. That's kind of the closest so far is this, which is good. That's a good response, but like, where would they even put the details of what they do? Maybe the help center. Making an account, selecting a team, authorizing access. So I think this is kind of related to the Canva stuff. Data sharing. Allows Affinity to collect anonymous user data, usage data. All right. Maybe inside the program itself, it'll give us an idea, but here's Affinity Designer. Could probably find some type of example to test with here. I'm working on an old project. I mean, it was something I filmed in 2022, and I'm trying to finish the edit, but I can use that as the example here. So that's Designer. I don't really have anything specific for this program. I don't use it too much, but here's the new thing, and it's got some type of video we can look at. Hopefully I don't get copyright striked. Let me pause that for a second. I don't even know if audio is coming through for this. It's just music. Yeah, I don't think it is. Okay, let's skip that. Before you start, make a choice about your data. Well, no surprise. At least it's disabled by default. When you use Affinity, your usage data can really help us shape improvements in performance, but only if you agree. Agreeing does not allow us to use this data for AI. You can make those choices later in account settings. Let's not. Learn the essentials in under a minute. No. Okay. Well. Okay. I don't know if it crashed or that was intentional. I'm not sure. Let's try it again. It's a very... Oh. What is it even showing here? Enable auto crash reports. Sure. So it did crash. Wait. This is not a great start. Let's see. I don't think you need to be that close to my face. Let's try it again. Let me pin this to my start menu. Oh, wait. Looks like, oh, that was... Okay, it jumps to some type of overlay thing. Layers, vectors, are these tutorials? Oh, okay. Home, recent. All right. So we've got this welcome panel, and then the actual program is in the background. I think these are, yeah, these are learning things. So some type of feature there. That's fine, whatever. So we've got vector, pixel, layout, and then the AI thing. I'm scared to click on anything because it probably might show account information. Anyways, first off, here is Affinity Photo 2. This is what I use, again, for a lot of thumbnails and stuff like that. I can pull in a picture. This is the CR3 RAW file, so it can easily do RAW editing. I don't know if you can even buy these anymore because they locked access to them. So it's probably unlikely you could even get this at this point, get this program. But I would assume for all the people that did buy it, they're good. I would assume I can still download it if I need to. But yeah, it's pretty decent. It has a good, generally nice interface and such. So that's that. Does have some selection tools, and I would generally use the healing tools. So in painting brush, this one's pretty good. And then you can easily adjust the size of it with a keyboard. button. So if I wanted to, say, try to remove this, it's pretty good. Yeah. And this is all not with AI and web services and all that stuff. So we got that. And then here's the new one. We'll go to Pixel. I would assume that is the same. I'll put it in the same photo, see what happens. Okay, it's slower. It's clearly slower. All right. So we've got, that looks like the same list of options here. Right. Navigator history info, 32-bit preview. Can I shrink this? Okay, there we go. It's a little bit easier. All right, lens corrections. Oh, I don't think that's the right lens. Should be the 16. Switch it here for a second. Pretty sure that should be the 16 millimeter, not the 56. And pull up ACDSee, which is the other program that I use to basically manage my photos and do raw editing usually on there. I'll go into the same folder here. All right. So I think it's one of these. Yeah, it's a 16 millimeter. Let me just make sure I have the same exact image here. Where's the file name? Oh, 9588. Yeah. So we can see in the EXIF information, it's the 16 millimeter lens. And then I can go into develop. Let's see if they have, this is 2025 version of the program. There is 2026, but I have it on a different computer to do face detection and AI keywords. It's kind of a idea. I'm doing it on my entire photo archive, which is 22 terabytes, something like that. Yeah, so this doesn't have the lens either. I don't think. It's got a 14 millimeter. Oh, wait. It does. So it has the 16 open for contemporary DCDN, but it didn't automatically select it. Okay. And I can see that's quite the difference with corrections. So go back to Affinity. It automatically selected the 56. Let's see if it even has 16. Okay. It does. I would think it would be the C17, but those look like the same thing. It definitely changed. Yeah. So it has it. Both of them didn't correctly select it. for whatever reason. That's fine. So we've got defringe, remove lens, vignette, post crop. This all looks very similar to the original, but I can reopen it in RAW just to compare things and make sure it's the same. So let's see if this changed. Yeah, it automatically selected the wrong one. Sigma. Okay, this one also has the corrections. So basically the same thing so far. All right. Defringe, remove lens, something, something. Yeah, that's the same. Detail refinement, noise reduction, noise addition. I think those are the same as well. Get rid of this. Yeah. Tones, overlays. Looks the same. All right. Got some tools on the side here. Blemish removal. This is all development based. All right. Oh, this is the original Affinity Photo 2. So there's that. Go back to this. This is the new Affinity. So they did change this on the side here. It looks different. Masking, erase, masking, blemish, red eye removal, white balance tool, zoom. Whoops. I don't know what that is. All right. It does seem slower. Like a little bit. Crop tool. We've got object selection. Maybe I should pick something that will give me a little bit more. Put these pumpkins. 9606. Is it doing anything? There we go. I have to go back to lens. I have to... Oh, it picked the right one this time. Interesting. All right. Let's go into here. Don't need this one. I mean, that's not exactly fast either. Let's see if I picked the right. No, I picked the wrong one. So maybe the new one is a little more flexible in figuring things out. There it is. All right. Let's try to make some of the similar changes here. Develop. Perspective tool, mesh. Got cropping tools. Machine learning models. I just don't want to show any. All right. So this is without the Canva AI thing. This is download. So these are, I don't know if that was even in here. Let me see. I don't know. Sorry, I have to keep going full screen just in case. I go into the settings on this. Okay, it does. Interesting. So these are installed segmentation. This is Affinity Photo 2. This is the one that you can't get anymore, most likely. So you've got segmentation, object selection tool, and the silence, whatever that is. Understand visually important pixel layer for subject selection. So it's only got 2 of them in there. If we go here, it's quite a few more. And this is without paying for their software as a service. Depth estimation. Oh, never mind. So that can't do that one. Nope. Super resolution. Okay, I take it back. You need the paid service for that. Well, Photoshop plugins, performance, user interface, assistant. All right. So it still has segmentation, but if we look back at here, there's another thing. This one on the bottom here. That doesn't appear to be in the new one. Unless it's just like integrated into this thing. Who knows? Let's see if this works now. Object selection tool. Select areas of pixel layers using machine learning. Click to select an object. And point drag to select the object in a rectangle. Hold Alt. Select components. Shift Alt for parts. So I clicked on it. What? Click to select an object. Drag to select objects in a rectangle. Hold Alt. Like, why is it? Oh, I think it's doing something. Oh, there we go. So it found this, and I can hold Alt. Okay. Hold Alt to select components. Shift Alt for parts. There we go. So yeah, this isn't a super difficult one. That's pretty cool though. And this is without having to pay for their service. Let me see if this is in the original. I've never used this in the Affinity Photo 2. Okay, object selection tool. It's doing something. Okay, it's more intuitive in the older version. And although it doesn't tell you any details, so that's a negative. At least they were more descriptive of like what it could do. All right. Anyways, it looks like they just basically copied over the feature and modified it a little bit. That's fine. Let's see what else we've got here. Fill tool. Click and object select drags. It's possible I had turned off these prompts in the other one too. Flood fill. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Next. Paintbrush selection. It's got color replacement. Pixel tool. Let's go back here. That looks the same. Paint mixer. Erase background flood. Let me deselect. So far, it looks like they're relatively similar in the amount of functionality right now, which makes sense. I mean, I didn't really expect them to add too much, but it is cool for anyone that wants to use it now. You basically can use this without paying anything. So that is cool. But like I said, assuming they don't harvest your data, they did have that prompt to start off and it was defaulted to no, but it was also anonymous usage data. So that's not super concerning as long as they don't like tie it back to you and such and try to sell you things based on that data or sell other companies that data. Then, I mean, it's fine in my opinion. Let's see, pen tool, node tool, different shapes and such. I do use this quite a bit, this feature in the old program. So that would be here. I do think it's a little bit more intuitive how this works because you can just click on it and it gives you that and it stays there. There's a there's a cat tool apparently. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Let's try it. Where's my arrow? What? Like, where's that? So, for example, here you can see this move tool. That's what I'm looking for. Did they move the move tool? What is this? View tool. Zoom. I don't see it. No, that was. Did I like accidentally remove it or something? It's here. Paintbrush. What? Why is it grayed out? I don't know. This is odd. Am I blind? Is it in here? Oh, they stuck it in there. Okay. I must have selected one of these. Well, there we go. So we've got the cat tool now. You can have a chonky cat, short chonky cat, tall lanky cat, or any type of cat. We can copy the cats. We can rotate the cats. We can go like this. And now we've got a cat with a pumpkin texture. And then I can delete that one and then put this cat in there. Now we have two cats with pumpkin textures. And then I can go like this. And then maybe I could change the, whoops. Bevel emboss. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. I mean, it feels very similar to the previous one. It looks a little bit different, which is fine. Let's see if there's any other tools that they might have added here. There's a paintbrush, pixel tool. Whoops. Why is it not registering? Hard lines, eraser, adjustment brush, sponge. I think these are all the same. Smudge, median, sharpness, blur, undo. So we got this is the one that I use a lot in painting brush. Heel, patch, blemish, and red eye. Let's see. Heel, patch, blemish, and painting red eye. Yeah, so it's all the same. I wouldn't say that the grayed out icons are easier to understand. The colored ones are better in my opinion, but they don't look as cool as the grayed ones, grayscale ones. But I mean, maybe there's an option in the settings you can change it potentially. All right. Whoops. That's not what I want. Let's see if there's anything else. Pen tool, node tool. Like I said, we got cats. Frame text, artistic. Type of color picker. Well, let me see if they fixed, well, fix is relative, but let's pick that. Did that change anything? Oh, did they actually? Can't tell if it's doing anything weird. So I was never a fan of the color picker in this program. I mean, you know, Affinity Photo 1 and 2. Because it was kind of odd how it worked. Let's see. So for some reason, it's not doing what I would thought it would have done. Let me see. Duplicate. Gonna rasterize this. Let me see if it does it here. So that was selected by default. It's not gonna do it. Sometimes in the past, it would kind of change the entire photo when you clicked on a thing to select a color. It would add like a overlay of that color somehow, which was really odd to me. But for some reason, it's not doing it right now. So maybe they changed how it worked for this older version too, because there was a small update. But it does say apply to selection. No, that's not changing anything. Yeah, maybe they fixed it on both of them. So this is kind of nice, the little zoom in. I can more easily pick a very specific color, which is nice. Style picker tool. Cool. And zoom. Yeah, looks pretty similar. All right. So I was unsure, you know, making it free just feels a little sus. But so far, you know, put a little asterisk. So far, free looks good. And they did change a few things. They modified the interface. I wouldn't say it's necessarily better at this point, but it works. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I like it. So hopefully into the future, Affinity will, I mean, Canva will be reasonable about all of this and then keep those specialty features as their paid plan or whatever they want to do. I don't care. I don't know if they ever contact me and want me to try that type of stuff. I might look at it, but I mean, the chance of me buying it for myself and paying monthly for some type of feature is very, very unlikely. I mean, up to you, depending if you're into whatever they offer for Canva's stuff. I don't really know the details besides what a little bit what I saw in here. But I am at the very least hopeful now that it's going to be decent into the future, and at least for me, I'm going to be saving money because then I wouldn't have to upgrade if I saw like some little change or something that was good. For example, all of this with the color picker, having that zoom in is nice. but I don't know if I want to pay $100 and whatever dollars it was to go from version 1 to version 2. You know what I mean? And I still personally, I still have version 2 and 1 if I wanted to use them. But looking at this, I probably just switch to using the new one. It's basically the same and it's a little bit more functional so far. Like the selection tool, they did enhance this a little bit compared to the existing Affinity Photo 2. So it's good. Yeah. And you don't have to pay for it. At least that. So not too bad. I'm going to sign out of this. Hope you found it useful. Or just like we're looking for software and maybe you see now that Affinity with Canva now at the reins or the steering wheel. So far, seems pretty good. All right. I'm going to sign out of YouTube once I find the window. It's got to be here somewhere. Is it this one? Yeah. All right. Peace.